Reid the Witch. Chapter 2. Dreams of What Could Be. The hook burned. Iron bit into me, ripping at flesh and bone, and every breath felt stolen. The fog crowded close, pressing like a damp hand over my mouth, the ringing in my head swelling until it was all I could hear. Red washed over my vision, thick and endless. I tried to hold on to myself, to breathe through the pain, but then it shifted. The ringing softened, the darkness lightened, and when I opened my eyes, I wasn't hanging in a nightmare anymore. I was home. Sunlight poured through the kitchen window, sharp and golden. The air smelled of cinnamon and coffee beans. My notebook lay sprawled across the table, its pages messy with ink, the kind of chaotic scribbles I always promised I'd clean up later. The floor creaked beneath my bare feet. "Meek?" a familiar voice called. "You're spacing out again." I turned, and there he was. Julian, grinning that crooked grin, holding out 2 steaming mugs. His eyes were tired but warm, his hoodie stained with old paint, the same one he wore when we first moved in together. For a moment, my knees nearly gave. I wanted to run to him, hug him, tell him everything, but I just froze, staring. The memory of the hook was still in my shoulder, phantom pain radiating. My mind screamed this wasn't right, couldn't be right, and yet, when he pressed the mug into my hands, the warmth was real. "Maybe I just had a bad dream," I muttered. Julian laughed, sipping his coffee. "You? Afraid of a dream? No way." Then his voice softened. "You've been working too hard again. Moonstone shifts, open mics, scribbling till sunrise. Your brain's chewing itself raw." I smiled faintly, though my eyes drifted toward the window. The sunlight wavered. Just for a moment, the glass warped as if pressed from outside. By fog. By something desperate to bleed in. I blinked, and the illusion vanished. Julian's voice tugged me back. "So, where do you go from here?" The question hung heavy. Where do I go from here? I thought of nights spent burning sage, whispering charms into coffee beans, tracing symbols into notebooks I never let anyone read, little rituals I used to laugh off. Except here, in this moment, they pulsed inside me like embers. "I don't know," I whispered. Julian leaned forward. "You've always known, Mick. You've always had more power than you think." The word struck something in me, a quiet truth. "Julian," I said slowly, "did I ever tell you about the dreams? The ones where I wasn't me?" He tilted his head. "What do you mean?" "I was someone else, running through forests, bleeding, fixing machines with sparks spitting in my face, and monsters." My throat caught. It wasn't just a dream. It was real. I know it was. For the first time, his smile faltered. His eyes flickered darker, his voice flattening. "Dreams are just stories, Michaela, and stories only have power if you believe in them." A cold pulse rippled through me. The ringing returned, faint but sharp, as though trying to cut through the veil of this perfect little home. I set the mug down. "You're not real, are you?" Julian's face twitched, jaw tightening. For a breath, I swore I saw his teeth stretch longer, sharper. "Mick," he whispered, "wake up." The walls quivered. The kitchen light bled into gray. The warm air soured, smelling of rust and rot. "Wake up," he said again, deeper this time. His skin split, twisting into pale muscle. His arms broadened, traps hanging heavy from a belt that hadn't been there before. His face, no, his mask, snapped into place. A bleached skull with empty black eyes. The trapper towered over me. Julian's voice warped through that awful maw. "Wake up!" The dream shattered. I was back on the hook, body convulsing, lungs choking on a scream. The ringing in my skull was deafening now, drowning out everything. Blood streamed down, soaking my chest, dripping onto the earth below. The fog coiled tighter, eager, greedy. And then, hands. Real hands shaking me, tearing me free from the hook. I crumpled to the ground, pain splintering through my ribs. My vision swam, survivor-shaped shadows hovering over me, one of them pulling bandages tight around my shoulder. "You okay?" a voice asked, urgent, steady, real. I coughed, air burning my throat. My hands still trembled, but not from weakness, from something else. The dream clung to me like a prophecy. Julian's words, twisted though they were, still rang true. "You've always had more power than you think." I met the survivor's eyes, my voice hoarse but certain. I know how to get out of here." The survivor froze, watching me as though I'd lost my mind. But I pressed on, heat in my chest now stronger than the fog, stronger than the hook's memory. "I know a way out, and for the first time since the entity stole me, I believed it."